Hello, I'm Eve L. Producer. You might not know my name, but you'll know some of my acclaimed titles, such as Demon Lesbian Assassins, Vampire Vixens in Vegas, or of course the award-winning Weekend at Bernie's 3. Man, this trash really smells. And I'm here to give you all the hot goss, the tips and tricks that Hollywood doesn't want to tell you, but I will. Why am I named Eve? You shut your mouth! Anyway, today we're looking at Ed Wood, the classic Tim Burton film about a filmmaker who makes all kinds of compromises but doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I have no idea and cannot relate to that at all. Director Tim Burton says this is one of his favorite movies, which makes you wonder what he does on the weekends. Now, allegedly, you might be able to break into his garage and look through some of his more interesting videotapes. What I'm saying is he makes sex tapes with a giant talking bear who snorts cocaine.
Oh my gosh. Orson Welles.
According to Tim Burton, Johnny Depp came to set depressed and crying every day because he had just broken up with Winona Ryder, which, I don't know about you, like I can break up with women left, right, and center. It doesn't faze me. Allegedly. Now, I heard that Winona Ryder had done some stranger things with Johnny Depp. She took a shit in his bed. The point is, you want an actor who shows up professional, on time, and reads their lines. You don't want somebody who brings the drama to set. I'm looking at you, David Hasselhoff. You know what you did.
Bella, what's in the needle?
Morphine. Lutemarol chaser.
Now, Tim Burton said he was drawn to this movie because of the relationship between Ed Wood Jr. and Bela Lugosi towards the end of his life, which was very similar to Tim Burton and his relationship with Vincent Price towards the end of his life. Apparently, Vincent Price was also tripping balls off of morphine. Who'd have thunk it? Probably me, because I was selling him morphine, but anyway.
And cut. All right, friends. Prepare for scene 32.
Mr. Wood? Where's the cockpit set?
You're standing in it.
Now, there's a lot of comments here about how bad Ed Wood sets are and how cheap they were. The fact of the matter is, part of your skill as a filmmaker is making sure that your cheap shit looks like good shit. You make your cheap shit look like good shit. You make your good shit look like cheap shit. It's really a yin and yang sort of thing. One of the cheapest films I've ever made was a science fiction film which shot entirely in a storage facility. And we basically had 3 rooms. And one room was our staging area for makeup and wardrobe. Another room was set up to be our shooting set. And then our third room was going to be a set that was built out while we were shooting in the first set. And then we would alternate between the 2 rooms every couple of days. So the production design team would have the time to build out the other set while we were shooting. You don't want to shoot in an actual storage facility because that's where a lot of people go to, I don't know, say practice bongo drums at 4 in the afternoon or sell heroin, whatever you might be into. No judgment. But the fact is, that was the cheapest set where literally we grabbed some plastic stuff from Home Depot, spray painted it, threw it up on the walls, and that was our science laboratory set. That movie was distributed by Lionsgate.
Come on, troops. Have a nice cup of joe. You'll feel much better.
Too much.
All right, Harry.
Mr. Wood?
Huh?
I only got 1 hour sleep last night.
Yeah, well, I got no sleep, and I feel great.
Now, this is great. I mean, it's not great, but it's great as an example to show that you really can't push a crew to shoot all night and then to come in the next morning Union requires, and also basic safety requires, that you have at least 12-hour turnaround time so that your crew and your cast can get some real shut-eye in so that they can show up and have a safe set. You don't want accidents happening on your set and people dying like, Michael Bay. You really don't want your crew working these kind of hours where they haven't slept for 24 hours, they're shooting 12, they're shooting another 12 immediately after, because it gets really expensive. Triple overtime? Ugh. There goes your profit margins, your fringes escalate. It's impossible. It's too expensive. And the whole people dying thing, that's pretty bad too.
Now, for those who are unaware, fringes are employer-paid additions to employee payroll. In addition to overtime payment, this can include federal payroll taxes like Social Security, Medicare, and federal unemployment insurance, state payroll taxes like state unemployment insurance, state workers' compensation insurance, union guild benefits like vacation, holiday pay, pension fees, health plans, and travel accident benefits, and finally, city or local assessments and taxes as applicable. Because this is very specific to particular cities and states, make sure you consult with a licensed attorney or certified public accountant, and not your Uncle Saul who rigs the books at that seedy car wash down the street.
Now, back in the day, when real filmmakers shot on real film, they had to capture real fire on film. So nowadays, these garbage filmmakers, they do everything with their Marvel and their CGI and their rap music. But back in the day, you had to use actual fire. Side note, if you happen to be mentoring an 18-year-old aspiring filmmaker and they want to have fire in their film, don't advise them to light a tennis ball on fire and just have it hover with a fishing line. I'll never forget the screams of those orphans. I have nightmares sometimes of Vietnam, which is weird because I was never in Vietnam. It was just like a past life thing. I don't know.
You see, your stupid minds. Stupid.
That's all I'm gonna take out of you.
Now here is this scene. We have a character fall out of screen. It's important to note, when you have talent on set, apparently if you want to follow the rules and obey the law, if you have a character fall out of screen, then according to SAG, you have to have a stunt coordinator there. But if you shove them, then you don't need a stunt coordinator, which is great because that's one less mouth you need to feed on set. That being said, you can still get around it. Like sometimes if you just go up to someone, say hypothetically a production assistant, who maybe has been working 14-hour days, then you just kind of come up behind them, grab them by the shoulders and shake them really, really hard. Shaking them and screaming, why? Why, Dad? Why? Why? And then shove them and walk away. But, hypothetically. Sorry, my herpes is acting up again.
You people are insane! You're wasting your life making shit! Nobody cares! These movies are terrible!
The real Dolores Fuller, Sarah Jessica Parker's character, the real Dolores Fuller said in a 1996 interview that she was upset that she was not contacted because she was still alive and she was willing to talk. And in fact, she met up with the writers and was infuriated when she found out that they knew she was alive, but was afraid because if they had contacted her, Tim Burton might have changed the script. And you see, once a multi-million-dollar movie is greenlit, then you don't want to do anything to change the script or change anything else that might derail that multi-million-dollar train. Personally, I think you could get that information and make it a better movie. How could you make it better? More guns, more tits, more dicks. Let's get some gender parity in our genitalia shows. I want to see merkins. What's a merkin? Let me tell you. A merkin is when you take a staple gun and you put a wig over a woman's nether regions. Do people use staple guns anymore? I know I do, but mainly just with my interns. Where was I? Oh yeah, she's dead now.
Too constrictive. I can't even fold my arms.
Gee, Mr. Lugosi, I've never had any complaints.
Johnny Depp's house, which overlooks the Viper Room from the Hollywood Hills, is actually Bela Lugosi's former house. There's no joke there. I just think that's freaking incredible. Like, how the hell? Like, my God. Sarah Jessica Parker is in this movie, and apparently she is very superstitious. So much so that, allegedly, she invokes mystical rabbits at the beginning of every month to counteract bad luck. Apparently, magic is what caused her inverted nipples. Damn, I didn't know we had that in common. Believe it or not, Martin Landau won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for this performance of Bela Lugosi in 1995, which is insane. He went up against Gary Sinise in Forrest Gump. He went up against Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. But in my opinion, Chaz Palminteri and his role in Bullets Over Broadway was the ultimate victim. Chaz Palminteri was robbed by Martin Landau. Period. I wonder what Woody Allen's up to today. I'm sure he's fine. I don't even want to work with him. I just want to call the guy. I want to see how he's doing. Like, I'm sure nothing bad has happened to Woody Allen in the last 5 years. I'm sure he's doing perfectly fine in the last 5 years. There's no problems with Woody Allen, right? Right?
If it hadn't been for these men, I don't know how I would have survived.
Bill Murray is in this movie, and the thing about Bill Murray is he's like an actually nice guy, like a genuinely good guy. He uses his power and his stature to help a lot of organizations. If you haven't seen the movie, check out the Bill Murray story, Life Lessons from a Mythical Man. The thing is, Bill Murray actually has a phone number set up that you can call and just pitch him any idea you want. You can just leave a voicemail and say, hey, Bill Murray, here's my idea for a giant tap dancing vagina. Let's call Bill.
Hello?
Bill, it's Eve. How you doing?
Please stop calling me. This is the 35th time this week.
But Bill, like, we gotta talk. I got a project that would be great for you. What if you were a Star Wars general and you were going after... Fuck that asshole. You know what? Bill Murray's number is 323... Allegedly. I wonder what Woody Allen's been up to. I should call him. Let me see what he's been up to. All right, Variety, Woody Allen. So, Tim Burton.